Pacific time or 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is the only time we trade NASDAQ. There are no exceptions. Now you might be asking how long past these times do we trade them, but the answer is it depends. I would say 5 hours is pushing it. 2 to 4 hours into that session is max. 5 hours, I wouldn't even consider looking at the trade anymore. So let's stick to within, let's say it opens at 5 a.m. By the time it's about 9 a.m., you should be done. Or if you're Eastern time, opens at 8 a.m., you should be done by about 12 at the latest in the afternoon, okay? But we trade New York session only for NASDAQ. Again, we're going to be looking for overall market structure on the 5-minute time frame. Downtrend, we look for sells. Uptrend, we look for buys. Again, very simple. Check for volume. Do we have volume? Is volume picking up? I showed you guys how to add volume to your chart, so now you guys can do that. But again, if you're trading during session, typically there's going to be a lot of volume. You're going to see volume. If there's not volume, well, then you probably shouldn't trade. If there's a little bit of volume, you can definitely trade. But if there's no volume and you're consolidating, don't trade. Now, if you see a support break or resistance break and there's volume, take that trade. And if it ends up stopping you out, don't take another one unless there is more major volume coming in. Okay, volume is very important. Like I said, below support, we look for sells. Above resistance, we look for buys. We're going to use the same stop loss regimen. Okay, except this one is going to be about 100 pips to 150 pips stop loss because it's NASDAQ. We're not looking at GBP/JPY no more. It's a little bit bigger. But again, it's still going to look like 10 pips because when you mark it up on TradingView, it says points. Okay, and I'll show you guys an example. So right here, we're on NASDAQ. Let's say, for instance, you take your short position right about here on this break, and your stop loss will say about 10. That means 10 points, also known as 100 pips. So if you do a 20-point stop loss, that's really a 200 pip stop loss, but you have to do it because it's NASDAQ. GJ, for example, you take a short position on this break here. You're going to get look at this number here. That is a 10 pip stop loss, a very, very, very much smaller stop loss, but you can risk so much more or less depending on how much you really want to risk. It's really up to you. So 10 pip stop loss on GJ can be the same thing as a 100 pip stop loss on NASDAQ. All you got to do is adjust your lot sizes. So instead of trading a 0.01 like you would on NASDAQ, on this you're going to do a 0.10, and it's 10 times greater, and you're going to get the same result. Okay? So again, they vary, but with NASDAQ, it's points and just 10 times that. If it's 10 points, it's 100 pips. Very simple. After we do all that, we're done. We took our trade. It's over with. See you tomorrow for the next trade. It's that simple. Okay? So that's how you're going to master trading NASDAQ. You're only going to trade during the right session. You never want to switch sessions. You never want to do all that crazy stuff. Just stick to the guidelines, and you'll thank me later.